highest level. It is the cost of knowledge.
Was that last thing you said cochleus with a C or with a K?
A C
Or Q?
C O Q C O Q I. I look up don't get me lying on the whole spelling, but I'm gonna put it in the chat. I'm gonna find it.
I was just about to say, Vashawn, is the chat open?
No, it's
There
not
is no
open.
chat. She didn't
Oh yeah, y'all can
update
search it
her
then.
her app.
Yeah, y'all find it. Coqueus TTS text to speech.
I'm keeping up on the collective Telegram, but yeah.
Yeah, so I just pinned the and just being nice enough to drop some links of what Entree just said. So you can definitely go there to look at
Val-
that.
Valuable.
Um
Can you tell me the last one though? You said cloakius. Spell that for me.
Entree, are you there?
Yeah, I'm looking up the exact spelling. Don't
Okay.
have me
Yeah.
don't have me lying.
Yeah. Thank you.
But I'm pulling it up in a second. But the main thing is it's a lot of times it's about these open source. Love a great tool out here, but sometimes it's literally just about doing the research on. You find a great tool and then look up an open source version. Because talking about an email tool that allows people to do these kind of automations, it will, just on the email level. He was speaking of sometimes that, we think of, so a lot of people never even heard of that. So an app out here, would almost seem like a gatekeeper to that information if the people don't know how to do it without utilizing somebody else's subscription plan or language model. But I don't know why my internet is slow over here. I'll do it on my phone.
Great information though. I was looking on a couple different levels, and I agree. This thing really is about to take off. I run my own radio station, so I can see learning and being able to have access to smart speaker, because you got to have a certain license, and then you can register with the smart speakers. But I'm listening, so how I can implement it into my reach out.
Oh
And
yeah, definitely. But that's
yeah,
that's and that's big for us to harness that. I,
I'm gonna tap in with you. And also, Vashawn, I've done real estate photography since 2013. So that end of what 20 was it 202?
Yeah, I hate that he left. He probably has something to
Yeah, that end. I wanted to say something. I should have said it before he left, because I've done real estate photography, and you said those type of measurements are already exist. So I have a whole website and business plan for the real estate photography, because down here we have boats. We're on the Gulf Coast, so you can take pictures of boats, commercial properties. Google actually 4 or 5 years ago, they had a there's a virtual camera called the Mat 4 or a Mac Pro. And with that, they gave Google addresses where you can go and solicit the dimensional pictures or drawing of the properties. So it's a lot of big things about to happen. I'm just gonna sit back and take.
I just
Yeah,
I just want to spell it out.
go
C
ahead.
COQI dot AI. And they have GitHub projects as well, and that's where you'll find like the source code of it. But that site will take you to all that.
It used to be a beer called Cold Queen 900.
Yeah. But I think what you was talking about though earlier is having your own smart speaker. I think even the youth say,
Yeah,
and the grown people, right? They should invest in a
mm,
Raspberry Pi, which is less than $100, right? Um, but to be able to have your own smart whatever, if you look up Raspberry Pi phone, Raspberry Pi, car dashboard, Raspberry Pi voice assistant, right? Um, all those different things. A Raspberry Pi can do a lot of stuff. It's just a microcomputer that was built back in 2012, maybe, for developing countries to harness computer, micro small computer, single board computer technology. But when it comes to, plugging it up to a camera, well, that's how people make certain cameras. You plug it up to solar, and even in worst case scenarios, it doesn't take up as much power as a huge computer, so it could run off solar, and batteries. So to be able to have this Raspberry Pi be your, own voice assistant is one thing, but the youth, right? Get them to look up Amazon Raspberry Pi toy, or Arduino is another form of a single board computer. But they have kits for kids to even build their own. And that same technology is running these vacuum cleaners that's running in people's houses and by themselves, and these lawnmowers that's running by themselves, and because it's mixed with the camera and the obstacle avoidance and the Raspberry Pi, and the motors, all that good stuff. But to be able to, build your own drones, build your own all that stuff, the Raspberry Pi, especially for the youth, will help them start harnessing that technology. Your own door rinker, your own all that stuff. So if you even on YouTube and GitHub, it will show you schematics, right? For years, even 3D printing them pieces. So getting these youth and even grown people, right, should be getting into this stuff. So to be able to literally harness, the next level after that is putting the just like you would put large language model technology on a computer, like Olama I was mentioning earlier. Now you can turn the internet off and still talk to this smart LLM from your computer. So when you do this on a small device, it's even more powerful because it's a small device that you can move around, carry around. But there's this one company, R1 Rabbit, right? That just came out, right? First week sold 10 million, and they keep selling out. But a lot of times it's because people don't know exactly what I'm talking about. Because literally they're taking a single board computer, putting large language model technology on it. And if people don't, if we don't know how to produce, we end up instantly a consumer. You know. So as far as that's why I put those schematics out there, because it's a lot more to it when it comes to building powerful devices. But that's the gist of even a kid can do some of this stuff because they do. So
I got a question for you, Entree. Um, I've been doing a podcast here in the fan base the last couple of weeks, and we're really trying to teach people the billions of dollars that there is in ad revenue for podcasting. A lot of the direction that these ads are headed in are in spoken ads. I don't know if you guys familiar with $1 million worth of game. They're probably the biggest in our community, far as podcasters and personalities. Gillian Wallow from Philly, their ad space on YouTube is for 15 minutes of space. It's like 25,000. So it's a lot of money out there. So my question to you, Entree, how do we challenge that spoken ad with this new technology?
you said how do you challenge the ad?
Well, no, these ads are going towards spoken ads, so the podcasters are actually holding up the product, they're talking about the product, they're weaving the conversation into the product. Those ads are becoming more dominant in the podcasting lane. So the billions of dollars out there, how do we use this new technology that we've been speaking of in this room to either combat that or coincide with it?
Oh yeah, I mean, if you're paying for the ad space, I mean, that's one thing is making sure your ducks in a row for your return on your investment. I think that's the number one thing. Because 25,000, knowing that that their reach is crazy, right? $1,000 product, could have $1,000 product, right? But you may say 25 times somebody buy it, you broke even, right? And I think it's all with all those numbers and analytics first, depending on the situation. But the smart technology itself is, having something that they're holding and talking about and actually utilizing. It's of course harnessing it first, and you know having those prototypes, and but to be able to, in a product like that, sometimes it's, make it so they can hold it or put it or use it, whatever, however it's actually being used. Because at that point they're promoting the product itself to sell. So then it's, having your whole e-commerce, or if that's the whole thing, your funnels, your landing pages, your sequences, then it goes back to, how ready are you? Because their traffic is one thing, but your system and capabilities is, a whole another thing. So to be able to maximize that, you would want to make sure all that's running efficiently. And yeah, I think don't really know how to answer that question, but I would say really having a finished product, if it's a show like that, to be able to really do something with. And if
Okay.
you got, and if somebody taking this technology, I'm talking about harnessing it, sometimes it's those little patents and have to do necessary, so nobody see it on there and be like, oh, that's a good idea. Let me, you know. But those it's a lot of ducks in the road when you talk about putting something on Front Street. So
So,
Hey,
Andre, I have a,
BB, can you
I'm
get
sorry.
can you give me a I don't I was listening. These girls are killing me, BB. I got one in one left arm and one in the right arm. Man,